Going, Dusty Bogan here. Watching this Q&A show. It's like an Australian show. And old Malcolm Roberts, the stud. He's a legend, hey. Last year, I was going to Ipswich Community Forum. He was there all the time and at every rally. And the dude will have a chat and a bit of banter with anyone. If you want to interview him, he'll talk to you. Be like, yep. Even at this one rally we went to, it was like this anti-safe school rally, which was all about, it's like they're trying to teach like 60 genders and gender neutral language and all this stuff. It's kind of like, it's not even sex ed. They want to like embed it into all curriculum. So it's like even when you're doing maths and stuff, you'd be like, how many transgenders are there? If you take 2 gays and you minus from the pack of 10 LGBTQI, how many LGBTQI do you have if you minus the 2 gays? So they're like changing all the language and normalizing it. All the LGBTQI, the 60 genders, all the crazy crap, they're like embedding it into all curriculum. That's what this thing is. And everyone's like, no way, we did a protest against it, saying we weren't interested. And Malcolm Roberts was there, the absolute legend. He did a great speech. I have this speech. You can scroll down my YouTube channel. You can find it. And the coolest thing is I missed it. I missed this. My mate has it on his phone. I should try to get it off him and upload it. But Antifa's there, and they're like screaming, yelling, carrying on like pork chops, being full idiots. Like, ah. And Malcolm Roberts is just like finishes his speech. He like walks straight up to him. And he's just like surrounded by Antifa. And he's just like a short guy. And he's just like, hang on, mate. Talking to him about, he's like, oh, we disagree. And the cool thing is like, he's fearless. Fearless. He did not think he was in danger at all. And he's talking to him, but he was talking to him nicely and rationally. He was just like, hang on a minute, young man, young lady. I actually think you're wrong in what you believe, and I'd like to correct you and help you understand. There's a few of these things, and we have the science. He's just talking about the facts. And I was just like, dude, Malcolm Roberts, what a legend. Fearless. The same crowd, them Antifa people, like yelling and abusing me, like, oh, Dusty Bogan, go back to New Zealand, all this stuff, because I'm actually born in New Zealand, not Australian citizen yet. And they're just like abusing me, actually racially attacking me. And I was just like staying out of it. They had like a Proud Boys poster they must have printed out. And they're like, it was like Proud Boys are gay or something. I was like, what is this? They're using the word gay in a derogatory sense, then, which is like homophobic. Then they abuse me and tell me to go back to New Zealand, which is racist. And in the same protest, they like went and like ran up through the cops and the crowd and then like abused this old lady. It was like screaming in her face. And it was like, I'm just like, dude, these people are insane. They're so hypocritical. It's like, and the mainstream media, like, why isn't the mainstream media like, mainstream media, I'm pretty sure they were there. They had cameras there. They could see all this going on. And they were just silent about it. And the hit piece articles they wrote about us, which was like True Blue Crew, I think organised it. There was heaps of politicians, Liberal, National, One Nation. There was like, professors and university professors and doctors and scientists and all these people who are like against this radical kind of sex education, but it's not. It's more than that because they're trying to embed it throughout the whole curriculum. They're all saying, no, this is wrong. And anyway, I'll spend 4 minutes bantering and ranting. What I'm saying there is the hit piece articles that it was like the mainstream media wrote these hit pieces about that event, and they were like, racist, homophobic people rally in the city against safe school, which is a precious and amazing curriculum that they want to roll out. And it was just like, we were vilified, called racist and homophobic. And the thing is, there's like Filipinos and like Christians and Catholics all there. There was like, it was multi-ethnic. Do you know what I mean? And one of my mates was there who's gay. No, he's not gay. I'm only joking. So yeah, let's listen to this because this is Malcolm Roberts on Q&A. And Q&A, Jordan Peterson was on Q&A, and you just hear the spin. It's just the show is spin, and the deck is stacked against you. If you go on the show, the deck is stacked against you. It's like they must be like get the crowd. I bet you they go to like some hardcore left wing university, and they're like, "Would you like to be in the crowd of this Q&A this next episode next week?" And they must like cherry pick the people in the crowd, and obviously they cherry pick the people on the panel. It's like you might be like one of 8 people, and they'll be all left-wing journalists and politicians and professors, and it'll be like Jordan Peterson or Malcolm Roberts, and they'll be like, everyone's against you. The hate's for real. And the funny thing is, I think my mother-in-law was also like, "Oh, I watched Q&A the other night. Did you watch it?" And I'm like, yeah, that show is just full cherry picking. The deck is stacked against whoever's on that show, whether you were like a Christian or a conservative, a libertarian. You could just be like full common sense. You'd be classical liberalism. You could believe in freedom of speech or democracy or the free market or capitalism, meritocracy. You could believe in anything that's good and that makes the world a better place, and they'll be like, "You're evil, you're a bad person." But anyway, let's watch. We'll have a watch. And I only watched the first minute of this, and I'm not sure how long it goes for, but we'll just have a crack, and you just see. I think Malcolm Roberts, he's a cool dude. He's quite smart. He's an interesting guy, and he'll give anyone a go. So I give him the tip of the hat. I hope the guy gets back into politics, because he had like dual citizenship, and they had like a big thing in Australia. They were like, any politician with dual citizenship has to be stood down. They stood down heaps of awesome politicians, and the majority of them, I think, were like these independent or from the small right-wing parties or libertarian conservative parties. So it's a real shame, but guys like Malcolm Roberts, he's never given up. He's still campaigned. Last year he was campaigning the whole time, coming to rallies and the community forums and all this stuff. So he never gave up. So I give him the tip of the hat. And I think, yeah, never give up. Never give up. Always stand up for what you believe in. So let's play this.
Quite clearly. The purpose was to... I'm just going to jump in there because it's an important clarification that I think a lot of people in the room, including me, actually wanted to hear. So should One Nation ever be able to be in a position to influence this, One Nation doesn't want to see any change to Australia's gun laws.
We didn't say that. We said we don't want to water it down. Now, the first thing...
Do you want to see a change?
I want to see improvements to the gun laws. The first and
what's
foremost...
that?
I'm getting to that,
No,
Virginia.
we're going
I'm getting to that, Virginia.
Clarify that.
So, Belinda, the first thing is our gun law, our firearms policy actually...
She's over-talk. She's talking into it. See how she's talking really quickly and just being like, dart out a question. And then you have the crowd like, ha, 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 ha. Like that. It's so weird and gay. It's just not. And they're talking about the gun laws here, where One Nation was like, you might have seen my other video on it, and they like tried to get. They had like it was like some fake set up meeting from Al Jazeera journalists, and it was like James Ashby and Steve Dixon went and had meetings with. It was like a fake NRA dude, and they were trying to like raise money and get stuff for better gun rights for Australia. And the hit pieces that the journalists wrote about it, they're like, One Nation is selling out Australia to the NRA, to foreign companies, foreign interests. And it's like, hang on a minute, One Nation is trying to get us better, more freedoms. They're trying to fight for freedoms. They've gone there to raise funds and to get ideas how to defend gun rights, how to, So that's the spin. They're selling us out. They're selling Australians out. No, they're not. They're trying to get us more freedom. So that's like the upside down kingdom we live in. Anyway, we'll play this.
States right now that we want to toughen gun laws insofar as they are controlling criminals who use guns. We want to make it harder for terrorists and criminals to get guns. We want to make it easier and more encouraging for good, responsible shooters to actually access the firearms paperwork. We want to make sure that people who earn a living or who use guns as part of a trade, such as culling feral animals, they are able to do it more safely.
So you do want to water down gun laws?
Hang on, Virginia. We don't want to see the automatic weapons coming in. We don't want to see any extension to the semi-automatics. They're already allowed here. And the last one is that we want to see encouragement for sporting shooters, because Australia has excelled in that for many, many years, whether it be Olympics, Commonwealth Games, or international.
Well, let me go back to the speaker. Belinda, my interpretation of that, I'm not getting much of it in here, but seems to be some sort of change that does actually allow more access to others. Is that how you interpret it? That's how I interpret it.
Well, that's definitely not the case, and I'd like to know how you can see that is a
That's
watering
Belinda's
down.
interpretation.
And we have pretty strict gun laws, right? And I'm telling you what, if you want to go buy an illegal gun, if you offer criminal like drug dealers and gangs, you can buy guns. It's quite easy to buy guns. So they're like fucking completely disconnected from reality. Some of these people are so stupid. You know, you think about this. Okay, can you buy drugs in prisons? You can. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. They can't even stop drugs from getting into prisons. And then there's actually a lot of illegal guns getting around. People sell illegal guns. It's quite common. Wherever there's a drug dealer, they can get you illegal guns. Okay? So criminals are running around with guns. And do you know what? If you're a fucking nutbag terrorist, they'll be able to get guns. They'll be able to get source guns. So shouldn't we have law-abiding citizens? Shouldn't they have the ability to be able to have firearms? Even if it's just for shooting or hunting. Like, that's all what I'll be interested in. I think we have a pretty safe nation. And most gang members and drug dealers are only shooting each other. So it's none of my concern. There is a worry there that you have all these illegal firearms getting around. Some nutcase would source one of them from a drug dealer. And I'm telling you what, it's probably happening. I bet you these radical nutcase Muslims, I bet you they're stockpiling weapons. And, I know this for a fact because I had this dude at my work, this guy from work, he came in and he starts talking about guns, carrying on and on and on about guns. And then it was like 2 weeks later, he's like, I'm actually a Muslim. And I'm like, he was talking about being able to buy illegal guns. It's fucking crazy shit. Crazy shit, man. And I was just like, oh, nothing to do with that, mate. He was a nice enough guy. I think he was going to leave Islam and become a Christian because he was like, nah. He actually said he's heard so many young Muslims talking absolute radical stuff that he's like, it's not what he thought it was. So he's leaving the religion. I was like, thank goodness, mate. So he's probably a good guy. I think he's straightened out his life. But like, the cops know where the drug dealers are. They know they could bust them down. They'll be able to find these illegal guns. They don't want nothing to do with it. It seems like all they want to do is harass law-abiding citizens around gun laws. It's kind of rubbish. I think these people need to wake up. These this mother who's probably like a really sweet, nice older lady. Maybe she's a cat mum, but she's probably really nice. They're probably like good, decent people who are in their own subculture where they're not around. Maybe they're like full white-collar people and they're just not around. They work hard, good people, just not around the lower class, blue-collar, working-class people or people who fucking smoke drugs, take drugs. Because there's certain other subcultures where they're living like alienated from each other and they're just unaware. It's like two worlds. Whether you want to be able to be like, wake up to reality. We have fucking prisons. They're full. They're at 200%, the prisons in fucking Brisbane. So there's a problem. There's scumbags everywhere. Stop living in a fantasy world. We'll keep playing. Keep listening.
Doesn't have to
I'm
speak
making
to
it
that.
clear there's no watering down.
There's no
We're
watering
making
down.
it harder, Virginia, for people to access guns if they're criminals. And we're
But
making
not for sporting shooters and not for others.
correct.
So some watering down. Okay.
And the data. Hang on. How is not making it easier a watering down, Virginia. That's a misrepresentation of what I just said.
In relation to criminals, it is, but not the other part.
No, it is a misrepresentation because I did not say that we were watering.
Law-abiding citizens should be able to have access to guns. They're not the criminals. The criminals are buying guns illegally. The criminals aren't able to access guns illegally, and they're buying them. This lady is fucking detached from reality. She's such a fool, and you got to understand the crowd here. You'd be like, okay, here's the person asking the question. The people in the crowd asking the question, the crowd in general who are clapping and cheering, it's all one side. It's all cherry-picked.
Which hasn't been answered, what was the purpose of going to America?
The purpose of going to America, quite clearly, as James Ashby said, was to learn campaigning tactics from various groups in America, and that's it. And they did not seek any funding. And by the way, the Liberal Party and Labor Party. Hang on, Virginia, you're interrupting me again.
No, I'm the host of the program, Malcolm Roberts.
That doesn't give you. I'm a guest. And you can look at me any way you want.
So it's my task to keep you on task.
That's fine, and I'm on task. Now, the Liberal Party and Labor Party bring in foreigners onto their soliciting money from the NRA. The Liberal Party and Labor Party bring onto their staff foreigners to teach them campaign tactics.
We don't go to the US and ask the NRA for $20 million.
And we didn't do that either, Terry. We did not do that. And what we want to see, we have asked Al Jazeera for a full disclosure of all the videos. That's how open and honest we are. We've made a complaint to ASIO and to the Australian Federal Police.
We're aware of that, but I'm taking
And like the spin of that Al Jazeera video recording, it's like they're jumping off the plane, they're having beers, they're talking, having beers and banter, and it's been recorded, secretly recorded, and they say something like, "Man, if we raised $20 million, we would have the Senate by the balls." And they're like, so they're looking for donations. They'll be like, if people donate to us, we'd have the Senate by the balls. Man, if we got 20 million in donations, we'll go rent out a mansion by the canal and shoot up the place. Like Scarface. And if you watch the banter, it's like, this is general blue-collar working class banter. The people just enjoying themselves talking crap. The context, I reckon Malcolm Roberts' right. They didn't really go there to raise money. They went there, they're jumping off the plane, having beers and talking crap. It's not their like real plan and agenda. They're just bantering and talking rubbish, having a good time. So it's out of context. And then this freaking weirdo, they're just lapping it up, and this is all spin. So let's continue.
People can see things in context.
I'm taking you back to the question. The journalists will have to answer for what they do. The question for you is what the purpose was. And we saw, but I think our eyes showed us something else, and our ears did too when we watched it. No?
That's why I said we want full revealing of all of the video camera footage, because it was taken out of context. You saw them talking about something in a group, in a trio actually, in a bar when they were well lubricated, and that was done by that spy. And now that does not excuse the behaviour, particularly of Steve. He's very embarrassed. He's very concerned about what he said, and so he should be. Pauline Hanson herself said that she was disgusted until she saw her own comments taken out of context and misrepresented.
All right. Well, I think everyone knows what they saw in their hall.
Oh, that's it. So I hope you understand the spin from the spin and how it all works. So you're getting an insight. We need to start waking everyone up. You know how Donald Trump always says, the fake news. This is fake news. So I'll tell you the first time I ever met Malcolm Roberts. We went down to this in Ipswich. It was this event, and it was 21 fathers put on an event. It's about 21 fathers a week commit suicide. And it's like, I think it's all, they committing suicide because they get divorced, they lose everything, and they don't get access to their children. So 21 fathers a week commit suicide in Australia. And there was a barbecue put on, 21 fathers. Malcolm Roberts was there. And this was around the Queensland state election. So the mainstream media rock up, and they are just drilling Malcolm Roberts. Malcolm Roberts is standing there. He's like this near the barbecue, and the journos come. They're like pushing him pretty much over a table, over the barbecue, full around him, just drilling him. Blah, 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 blah. No one on his side. All of them was there for spin. And I'm like, Malcolm Roberts just like, they're like, what are you doing here? You're here for, you're not standing up against domestic violence. It was like standing up against, they were saying like, there's a huge problem here with in Australia with domestic violence, and you're here defending men. And he's like, oh, this is barbecues put on about suicide prevention for men who have lost access for their kids. We're trying to raise awareness. We want to see people who've gone through divorce parents to get equal access to their children, because we can see the effects. We can see the stats on suicide. It's not good. It's terrible. And they were just spinning the hatred, saying like, oh, Malcolm Roberts' campaign, like saying he wants to pull funding from domestic violence. I stood there. I heard the whole thing. We're like, what the hell? I actually got on the news because I'm like, you're the fucking liars here. And they like, but then they even spun that and made me look like I was against Malcolm Roberts. It was so stupid. I think I said something to them, like I said to him, I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, you can clearly see the judges are the problem. The judges are not giving equal access to parents, to fathers. And we're like, them same judges, I'm like, they're the same judges that let pedophiles and rapists walk the streets and give them a slap on the wrist. I'm like, the problem is the judges, and the problem is the mainstream media, because they let the judges get away with it. They let these light sentences pass down. They're not raising awareness of these things that are fucking actually a danger to the community. They're actually a problem in our society. You're the problem. That's what I said, and then they just cut the thing where I'm like, you're the problem, and made it sound like I was saying to Malcolm Roberts. I was like, holy crap. That was my first time meeting Malcolm Roberts, and first time seeing the spin, the way that they edit all the crap. And we need to be like Donald Trump. We need it. I'm so glad Donald Trump is like, fake news. It's fake news. It's fake news. It's fake news. It is so... It's so chopped up. It's so much spin. And it's freaking terrible. So I just hope you, around the federal election, give One Nation a go. These are just normal, common folk who, you know, they're like your workmates and probably your mum and your dad and your aunties and your uncles and your family, who just speak the common language, and they're concerned, they have genuine concern about what the hell is going on in this nation. And the mainstream media and the mainstream political parties, they're afraid. They don't want to lose their status, and they're doing everything they can to undermine the emerging parties, right? So cheers, give One Nation a vote in the federal election. Cheers,